Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome on into my beauty stash. Today, I am going to share with you some of my favorite pink and red palettes that are currently in my stash. Now, this group of palettes is going to span from quite a number of years back to present day. Some are still available, some are on pre-order, and some unfortunately have said goodbye to us. But I just kind of want to encourage you guys to shop your stash. Don't feel bad if you're not able to participate in any of the new makeup releases. I know a lot of you are on no buys or low buys. Sister agrees too. Shop your stash. But hopefully this video will inspire you, especially because it's Valentine's week. The next 2 weeks, next weekend, not next weekend, but next week is actually Valentine's Day. We have a week and a half, if you can believe it, before Valentine's Day. And I just want to inspire you to pull out some of these palettes that you might already have and start using them this week into next. If it is your first time here on my channel, I just want to say hello and welcome to all of you. My name is Steff. I love trying out new makeup. I do makeup ranking videos, haul videos, get ready with me style of videos. If that sounds great to you, I want to invite you to become part of our makeup family. Do me a favor, click on that subscribe button and hit the bell next to it. That way you can be notified every time I do drop a new video. And if you're a fan of this style of video, we're just talking about makeup, not just present day makeup, but makeup of the past, because let's face it, we don't always declutter our makeup collections very often. Please give this video a big thumbs up before you go. I did film this look. You guys will see this tutorial go up right after I get done discussing the 10 palettes that I have for you today. So be sure to stick around in case you're wondering how I created this look. But everything else will be linked and listed in the description box. Some of those things might be affiliate links. So if you do end up shopping through them, I thank you so much for supporting me and my channel. Let's get ready, guys. Let's get in the Valentine's Day spirit. If y'all want to see some of the best red and pink eyeshadow palettes currently, oops, sister dropped something in my stash, keep on watching. All right, guys, so let's start talking about some of these pink and red palettes. So first up, let's start with a palette that I'm wearing. I am wearing the latest from Beaute Bar, and this is their Dead Roses palette. This palette is available on pre-order, and my affiliate code STEFF10 will save you 10% off. This is what the palette looks like. Very pink, very red, very Valentine's Day inspired. You can pop out the pans and put them into your own palette should you choose to do so, but this palette has beautiful multi and duochrome shadows, and I'll show you towards the end of the video how I created this look using this palette. But I do have a dedicated review over this palette where I create 3 looks using it. I like this palette. I like the quality of it. For me, I don't often do like all pink looks or all red looks, so I wouldn't say like this is my favorite color story from Beaute Bar, but the formula is spot on. And if you're looking for red and pink, this might be something worth adding to your stash. So next up, I have a few smaller size palettes, and this one I'm not too sure if it's still available, but it's from Colourpop, and it's part of their Hello Kitty collection that was released about 2 years ago. And look at how cute this little pink quad is. You have 2 mattes here. Is the camera going to focus? 2 mattes, 2 shimmers. You do get a little mirror with it. There were, I believe, 2 different eyeshadow palettes and 2 different blushes released in this collection. I got whatever I could from the collection, and I still reach for the blushes. I don't reach for the eyeshadow palettes so much anymore, but the blushes are really cute. They were fun, vibrant colors, and I grew up with Hello Kitty, so I love it. Very nostalgic, and this one is called the Cherry Sweet palette. Another smaller palette that I think just embodies Valentine's Day and pink and red is the Mini Crush palette from Natasha Denona. How good is this red shimmer? I love it. I think this palette is still available. If it's not at Sephora, it's over at Natasha Denona, and I have an affiliate code of Natasha Denona. Steff saves you 15% off of your order. That's a really good savings over there at Natasha Denona. But I think this little 5-pan palette is perfect. I love her mini palettes and her midi size palettes. I'm not much for the larger palettes, just because they do come with a hefty price tag, but I don't mind paying for the mini and I don't mind paying for the midi. And if you want something just small, just to add to your collection, a little bit of red, a little bit of pink, but you don't want to commit to anything larger than this is perfect. So next up, completing the smaller size palettes, is this one from Juvia's Place. And I'm pretty sure this one is still around. This one is called the Sweet Pinks palette. And how sweet is this one? I've used this one several times. It performs so well. Juvia's Place has an amazing eyeshadow formula and it's such a good price point. I think these little palettes are like between $10 and $15, but at Ulta, you guys know you can always use coupons. Juvia's Place on their site are always running sales. Like there's always something going on at Juvia's Place. I love when they release smaller palettes. Lately they've been doing larger palettes, but I hope this year they focus on like little 6-pan. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe we see an 8-pan or a 12-pan. That would be nice, but this little 6-pan pink, Sweet Pinks palette is definitely worth checking out if you don't have it in your stash already. And if you do have it, pull it out. Start wearing it these next 2 weeks or this next week leading up to Valentine's Day. So next, let's take a big walk down memory lane. Oh, this hurts because I miss this brand so much. And I'm talking about BH Cosmetics. This is one of their Sweet Shop palettes. I have them all. I love them. I don't use them on camera. I still use them off camera. No issues there, even though they're old. But this is the Cherry on Top palette. Does come with a mirror. I don't think you can find this anywhere but like maybe Mercari or eBay, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hefty price tag. This is that amazing BH Cosmetics quality from years past. BH Cosmetics, in case you're unfamiliar, they were independently owned. Then they got bought out by Makeup Revolution and they've never been the same since. They've hardly released much since being bought out by Makeup Revolution. It was a devastating day for me when I heard that they were filing for bankruptcy, and then of course when they were acquired by Makeup Revolution. To me, it is just not the same formula. So if you have this Cherry on Top palette or any of the BH Cosmetics palettes before they declared bankruptcy, hang on to them, love on them, use them as long as you can, because unfortunately they don't seem to be coming back, and what they do release I just don't feel is the same great quality. But this is an amazing red tone palette with just a little bit of pink in there. But man, if you're looking for an all red palette and you have this one, this is it. This is definitely all you need. Now, I couldn't make this video without including the beautiful Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Now, these next couple palettes are going to have a mixture of other tones in them, but I wanted to make sure there was at least half pink or half red, and this one definitely gives it to us with the shifty shimmers, the light pink mattes. Everything just coordinates so well in this palette. To me, this is a pastel palette done right, because I can add a little bit of depth because we get a darker brown, we get like a tan color shade up here, we even have a darker shimmer, but we still have those beautiful pinks and lilacs and all of that good stuff. This Huda Beauty palette almost didn't make it into my stash. I didn't buy it when it was initially released. I waited, I watched some YouTube videos. I was inspired by some of my friends here on YouTube to purchase this palette just because I loved the looks that they were creating with it, and I'm really glad that I have it. I do have the Alter Ego version of this palette, and that one is equally as great, and it's a lot less. It's like 3 times the cost of this one. And I don't even remember the name of that one offhand. Is it Coastal? I don't fully remember, but this one is a special one, and I'm pretty sure this one is still available on the Sephora website. So next, could not make this video without including Glamlite, and I'm talking about the Icee palette, the red, or the cherry palette, I should say. You do get a mirror. This could still be in stock over on the Glamlite website. I did order the Betty Boop palette, so as soon as it arrives, I will definitely be doing a video with it. I ordered the palette, the mascara, And I think that was it. I think I just ordered those two things. I didn't get the full collector's box, even though the mirror was so cute. I just have so many hand mirrors that I just need to calm down for a minute. But this is a great red and pink palette. Glamlite has an amazing formula at a really nice price point. They're probably just a little bit higher price than Juvia's Place, but still offers a great formula, and they often run sales over on their website, so you might be able to pick this one up if you haven't already. I got the blue Icee one, and I got this cherry Icee one. I think it's called blue raspberry. Both perform so well. If you love your reds and pinks, this is definitely a must-have, and I love that they're giving us this like white shifty shimmer shadow up here, but this is perfect for this time of year. Cherry Icee from Glamlite. Next up is last year's Valentine's Day release from Nomad Cosmetics, and I am talking about the Verona palette. So this is one of those palettes again that I chose this because at least half of the palette is red based, and I'm going to open the part that is, and it is right here. Look at how beautiful that is. Look at how beautiful that 9-pan color story is. But if you want to take a look at the other side, and I kind of like the way it opens. It's a little bit different. You get mirrors on both sides. Then you have like the blue and cool tone side. I just love mixing them. I especially love incorporating this shadow with these over here as well to really help deepen up the look. There's just so many ways that you can go with this. You have the warm tone side and then the cool tone side, and I love mixing warm and cool together. I think this might still be in stock. If it is, my affiliate code Steff10 saves you 10% off of your order at Nomad Cosmetics. Now we have two palettes left, and how could I leave out the Warriors Wear Pink palette from Gourmand Girls and Cydia Soto. This was a collaboration palette, and I believe this one is still in stock. I love this one because of that beautiful pop of blue, and I love that Christina, the owner, she gave us a black and a brown shadow in there, but look at how beautiful these shades are, the white in there, the cream. This palette is beautiful. I love what it represents. Sister is up here on the vanity, so you might see a tail wagging. Hopefully she doesn't get in front of me, but this palette is really pretty. It's an amazing formula, and this does go to support Cydia Soto and her battle with breast cancer. I want to say she's been diagnosed with it about 3 times already, and she is in her 20s. She's just so young. My heart goes out to her, my prayers. When this palette was initially released, I did donate a portion of my commissions that I got from this palette to Cydia so that she can continue fighting the good fight. My mom is a 2-time breast cancer survivor. My aunt is a breast cancer survivor. There's just so many people that I know that are breast cancer survivors, thankfully. And I love what Christina and Cydia created in this Warriors Wear Pink palette. It's a perfect combination of pink and red and a couple other shades to make it very wearable for all year round. And last but definitely not least, the Norvina palette. This is the Norvina 4, volume 4. I have all of them. I love this formula. I think out of all the ABH palettes, this is my favorite formula to date, and I collect these palettes, and I really hope they come out with another one just because I've loved the color stories that they've done. And I'm really not going to be buying any more ABH like their regular palettes, their 12, 14-pan palettes, just because I don't love this new formula. But if Norvina comes out with a new palette, I'm definitely going to buy it, that one. But you can see why I chose this palette. It is definitely a pink palette with some purple sprinkled in there, a little bit of neutral brown warm tones in there. But I think you can do so many different things with this palette, and I love the packaging on it. It's a hefty palette. You do get a full-size mirror, but this palette is good year-round. There's just so many directions that you can go. Please don't reserve this just for like Valentine's Day season. Get your money's worth out of this one because this one is about at least 60 bucks. But I like that you're getting a lot of shades, and it's a really good one. Let me know if you like this Norvina formula or if you prefer the new ABH formula. For me, I'm all about the Norvina formula.